So since acquiring Instagram back in 2012 for a bargain basement price of $1 billion, Facebook, now called Meta, has overseen what was once a quirky single squared photo sharing app flourish into an ad riddled multimedia content based algorithm driven twerk house where tens of billions of dollars are exchanged daily to support legal transactions for all types of businesses worldwide. And I'm sure everyone here knows and or has experienced firsthand one legal industry, the fact that one legal industry has been left outside of Mark Zuckerberg's big meta house of opportunity: cannabis. Well, major vaping device company Puffco is speaking out against Meta's years-long blockade with a clever ad that calls out the company's hypocrisy. In a clever video, Puffco criticized Instagram and its parent company Meta for targeting cannabis-related content, claiming that it undermines community building for veterans, medical cannabis patients, and legal adult users. It portrays a dystopian scenario where surveillance robot, eerily similar to those recently unveiled by alleged illegal Elon Musk, disrupting a cannabis supportive group, highlighting the struggles of individuals consuming cannabis for medical or personal reasons. The video, which coincides with Puffco's Black Friday sale, calls for an end to selective content targeting and urges Meta to revise its policies. Can we play that video, please?
Here we go. I wonder what Puffco's doing for the Black Friday sale.
Your account has been flagged.
Zuck, Adam, whoever's in there. This is our community home.
Terms of use. No exceptions. No mercy.
Wait, hold on. The world didn't want us, so we made a safe space for our community on Instagram, where we could just be ourselves and share what we love. Isn't that the point of this place? Just look at John. John is a veteran who uses the plant to stay regulated, avoid harsher medication, and feel normal in a civilian world. Sharon has stage 4 melanoma. She uses the plant to relieve pain, to get her appetite back, and simply relieve the stress of dealing with cancer. And there's Steven.
What up?
Yeah, Steven just bought it from a literal store down the street, legally.
Nice place. Even had a cold plunge.
Look, we just want to exist without the fear of being shut down. For digital policies to support and reflect our legal rights. To use products and materials that give us a moment of relief in a world of rising horrors. All of this just over a plant.
Thank you for submitting an account review. The results are in.
It's that time of year. I wonder what Puffco's doing.
All too familiar, right?
The Terminator, bro.
Right? So, let me fix my camera. You guys are getting a peek into the studio over here. But it's all too familiar, right? Users have voiced support criticizing Meta for inconsistent enforcement and pointing out leniency towards more controversial content. Social media platforms have historically restricted cannabis content despite some policy changes. And while Meta did loosen its restrictions on certain CBD products back in 2023, the tech giant continues to ban THC promotions. Other platforms like Twitter, Google, Twitch, and Apple have all adjusted policies to varying degrees, reflecting the broader tension between evolving cannabis legalization and digital platform regulations. This December will mark my 9-year anniversary of entering the legal cannabis space back in late 2016 to officially announce my emerging out of the green closet to all my old mainstream American friends and colleagues. I created 2 duplicate social media accounts that I use solely to document my own adventures into the industry. So they could keep tabs on my progress, get a peek into what's going on legislatively, and tap into some of the real shit that mainstream American news was ignoring. One on Facebook, one on Instagram. Over that 9-year period, I have been banned, shadow banned, demonetized multiple times on multiple accounts for posting educational content, interviews with business owners telling their stories, veterans, cancer patients, attempting to launch a hemp clothing company, and I've had my content banned multiple times without any explanation as to why it was even flagged. I'm sure we all have similar stories. The funny thing about all of this, I'd say the funniest thing about all of this, is that the video that we just showed was posted on Puffco's backup account, Puffco HQ, after initially being flagged and taken down off their main page. Despite anyone's personal opinions about Puffco as a company or its products, I think anyone in the cannabis space, as an operator or a consumer, or just an advocate that sees this ad will immediately empathize. In fact, the ad worked on my ass, being at least one gullible Black Friday shopper this morning. And then, you know, I sure as hell take advantage of the crazy deals they got posted, because everybody knows how expensive their shit is and seldomly discounted any of the gear is as well. So it's an excellent reminder to stock up ahead of this Thanksgiving and the rest of the holidays. Either way, clever ad. Props to Puffco for having the balls to do it. And at least for me, it's earned Puffco a special place in my heart and my wallet. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High at 9 News. What do you guys think?
I mean, I'm a little confused by the ad. Are they trying to say like that was that was like the robot was like the police coming to police their use of cannabis?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that I was understanding all of that. And how come he didn't kick in the doors? He should have kicked in their doors.
I think it's more like they're watching you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
The tech nannies, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the part of the day where we explain things to Jason Beck.
I mean, that's how sometimes we gotta start the day. Sometimes I need a little bit more explanation. You know.
Well, I'm a firm believer in the First Amendment, which guarantees the right to be offensive to other people.
Yeah.
I don't want to say fuck your feelings, but the First Amendment is there to fuck your feelings. Okay. But what I really object to is these subversive infringements on our rights to speak our mind. And I think what happened with Zuckerberg and, you know, let's just talk about the Democratic Party trying to put pressure to stop certain messages from getting out there, which I don't agree with. We need to reevaluate information. And we can't protect people from information artificially. That's their job. It's not the government's job. Hey, if you don't like the message, turn it off. You don't have to adopt anybody's message. If someone lies to you and you believe it, that's on you. Okay. We can't artificially put our thumb on the scales and stop information, because then people get suspicious. We end up with all sorts of wild theories about why our founding fathers knew. Let people speak their piece. If people don't agree with them, tell them to shut the fuck up and sit down. And that's how this is supposed to work. In the information age, we have been a miserable failure at the information age.
I mean, I think here's the issue, the biggest issue that I have with Meta, right? Because it is a privately held company, so therefore they are allowed to say, you know, what you can and cannot do, right? If I'm walking down the street with my shirt off, can't really do anything about it, right? If I walk into McDonald's, they can sure as shit kick me out because now I'm on a privately owned business. But I think that it's the unequal enforcement of that.
That's
right?
not
Because
true, though, Jenny.
Some people, Jason, stop.
It's true. It's not true, though.
Cool. If a guy's walking down the street with no shirt on, they can't do shit.
You
to
said
him.
you.
He's in public.
You said you.
Cool, Jason. We freed the nipple. Get over it. Let me keep going. Thank you. That's not helpful. But I mean, my bigger issue is that they're not enforcing it equally, right? So, you know, I mentioned Seth Rogen, and his cannabis content is just fucking fine. However, small companies are not. So I think that that's the more frustrating part. And they have rules and regulations. I don't know. There's supposed to be no nudity. Define nudity in the terms and conditions of what it is. But still see what Jeremy Carney says, that Yarrow has coochies all over Instagram every day of the week. So I don't understand why that's acceptable, and why, if they're going to have a rule, if you're going to have a rule as a private company, you need to equally enforce that rule. If you're not going to, then you need to let it go.
Yeah, I want to say big props out to Puffco for your innovation and for standing up to the big meta giant. I mean, it was 2-3 years ago now when I first made that first little promo for Hitting the High Road. Absolutely looks like something educational, fun, whatever. Definitely not selling you anything. Facebook took it down immediately. I tried to put it back up. and then they fucking took it. Excuse me. Is it too late for F's? Is it still too early for F-bombs? My bad.
No, go for it.
You're good.
All right, fuck you, Meta. No. But then the second time they took it down with big consequences. Like, I was blocked out of doing a whole bunch of shit with my account. Obviously, there's always the shadow banning and shit like that. So get with the times. I think one of their biggest problems is it's removed the human factor, because I think a lot of the shit that gets posted really isn't against their guidelines and would pass, but it's all done with AI. You're flagged with AI. Your repeal goes through AI. There's not a human person that looks at it and says, "Oh, actually, that's okay. That's okay to post." So I think that's one of the biggest problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I feel like a lot of times it's not even the AI; it's haters reporting people's accounts.
Yep.
That too.
Right? Like, there's definitely that aspect of it.
There definitely is.
I just got signed out of my fucking nonprofit, so can't wait to sign into that and figure what dickwad reported a nonprofit that does nothing but try to help people get out of prison and reestablish their lives. You suck. You can eat a dick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the whole thing.
They eat a dick.
Meta. I have a problem with Meta because they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to hide behind the fact that that they can censor speech, but at the same time want to have the same legal protections as news outlets as far as with the content that they're able to put out there and the innuendos and whatnot that they're allowed to bring people down rabbit holes and whatnot. And there were some Senate hearings, a couple of years ago in regards to this, and maybe we should get some more hearings in regards with Meta and their censorship of free speech going forward with this new administration coming in.
Well, Meta got a very big break from the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're immune from what you and I would be prosecuted
exactly
in civil court.
And I don't think they should be.
No, I don't think they should be either. I also have a huge problem with releasing them from liability for bots on their apps.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of the problems we're having right now, especially in the younger generation, is these apps keep putting shit in front of you that have got minds all twisted up, and there's no liability.
Yep.
All right. I don't believe in that. And anybody who thinks that Meta doesn't have back doors for the government to keep an eye on you, you're smoking crack.
Exactly.
Okay? And so privacy is something that I don't know that people understand even what privacy is anymore.
Well, that's because
they put so much shit out there.
Of course, no one understands what privacy is anymore, Dale, because we have given up so many of our rights. And before you use these apps, you have to accept their terms and conditions. And I don't know of any single person that reads the terms and conditions, let alone could actually understand all of them if they actually read them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been a lawyer since the Reagan administration. I can't figure that shit out.
See?
I just click on it and say whatever. And most people do that. But the business model, in my view, is contrary to the First Amendment. The whole thing. They're getting, favors from the government, but yet they expect to be exempt from, problems the government brings to the average person out there that's in the information business. Hypocrisy is hard for me to swallow. And the fundamental problem here is that people should be allowed to say whatever the hell they want to do. There are limits. Fire in a theater or lying about somebody hurting them. Other than that, if you believe what somebody tells you, that's on you.
I do find it a little hypocritical, though, of Puffco that they're calling out Meta, because they censor a lot within their own company. As far as like, if I was a Puffco employee and I used a Carta, I would get reprimanded for posting that on social media and may even possibly get fired for that. And so I do find it super hypocritical of Puffco that they're kind of the pot calling the kettle black kind of situation.
Well, I don't think HR knows what to do inside these businesses when you have a life on the internet outside of their business. And they're looking at that and telling you, oh, what you're doing outside the business is hard for us to swallow. So therefore, we're going to take action against you. Okay, is that any different than, taking action because you're female or because you're black or something like that? I don't think so. So we have to reconcile some of this with people's rights to be whoever they want to be. And I just don't think from a cultural standpoint, we know what the hell to do. We are failing the information age right now. And we're talking about the failures right here.
Yep. We highlight all the failures every day. Rico, what are you saying? I think you're on mute, buddy.
Check. All right.
There we go.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point, Dale, and I want to echo that because like, where are our personal spaces anymore, right? In the social media age, like nothing is really private, and you can get fired, you can get hired, you can get blacklisted from anything and not even know why, because we are beholden to our tech masters.
Fair enough. And on that, we're gonna go and go to a commercial, and we're gonna be right back.
Hey, before we do,
Yeah.
happy 43rd birthday to Nick Bradley.
Oh, happy birthday, Nicholas.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Yes, happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and you still owe me because Tyson lost that fight, motherfucker. Pay up.
Oh boy.
That was